Have a little technical difficulties. Welcome to tonight's episode of Café con Gas. My name is Cassandra. I think I'm live. Yes, I am live. We're live right now. We got some people outside checking out the studio. Let me tell you how excited I am for this Sunday night spot. I am really, really digging this spot. Welcome to my show. Let's just pull up my little YouTube channel, mostly for the people who are outside right now so they know who I am and what's going on. Let's do a little PMP action right now. Oh, not on myself. There we go. Café con Gas. All right. So this is the name of my show. Café con Gas is a show that brings dialogue live on healing, arts, and diversity. It's always the three same topics: healing, arts, and diversity. Why did I begin this show? I began this show when I was working full-time at Harvard University, and I was taking classes. Taking classes is part of my benefit. We have really great benefits at Harvard. We also have a really incredible union that says one of their biggest pickup lines, one of their biggest taglines is, "We cannot eat prestige." So here I am. I fed my brain with knowledge, took media and democracy. In media and democracy class, I learned from the Pew Research Center that only 12% of women and minorities consist of people in the newsroom, and that to me was just enough reason to start this show. That is across the globe, and think about how many minorities exist across the globe and how they're quickly becoming the majority. So that's what's going on in tonight's show. So this is Café con Gas, always bringing you the following three topics: healing, arts, and diversity with a cup of cafecito. As I was saying to someone, I have a text message. Oh, hey, okay. I had an incredible week. Where I lived. I lived by my word, and my word is healing, arts, and diversity, but I had my own sense of justice with a dear Latina sister. I hope one day we can talk about this. But we had our own Oprah moment. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to pull this up for you really quick. Let's see, Oprah medal ceremony. And then on Tuesday, I actually met Oprah live, which was incredible. But anyways, I'm going to pull that up for you in a second. Healing, arts, and diversity. So I've had a really incredible week. I've had a lot to process, and in all honesty, I kind of rolled out of my bed, did my braids, and came to the studio to do the show here today. So welcome. Tuesday, I had the great privilege of attending a medal ceremony where I was in the presence of Oprah Winfrey. That was really incredible. And before we move on to that experience, we're going to go on to our emotional mood chart today. So today, I'm doing something a little bit different. We're getting a little bit of a different slide on. I Googled, let's see. I Googled our mood chart on the way here because, as I mentioned, I was in bed, and this is great. So we're going to do today's check-in based on an internet resource using male anger and other emotions, part 2. So this is a website called Shrink for Men, and I just wanted to say, in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, men, I wish you healing. I wish you strength. So let's just do this emotional check-in with you guys here. So, emotional check-in. So how am I feeling? This is a regular mood chart, but with a couple of less emotions today. We're looking. Here we go. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling a little bit hysterical. In my journey of healing, I've gotten really incredible, I'm going to turn off my phone. In my journey of healing, I've gotten very incredible advice on how to process emotions. This is why I do one of my emotional check-ins. At the beginning of my own emotional process, I remember I was in group therapy. I sought therapy to recover from sexual abuse as a child. And I remember being in group therapy as an adult trying to figure out this emotional chart. And one of the background behind the emotional check-in is that when I first got my emotional check-in, I did not know, I don't even know how to identify my own emotions. And the chart actually really pissed me off. So when I do this exercise with you, I'm not doing it like lamb chops play along style, like everything is honky-dory. I'm doing this. This is hard. Practice every day, identify your emotions. Today I'm feeling a little bit hysterical. Why am I feeling hysterical? There's a lot going on today on my really good girlfriend's Facebook wall. She posted this really interesting link on someone in Africa. I can't name the country. I didn't want to watch the link, but they apparently rose from the dead. her stipulation was that zombies are real. She got a little bit nervous. I told her, you need to turn off the news for a little bit. So that's kind of where we're at. She's about to take a vacation soon. She really needs it. But it got me a little bit like, oh, what's going on? What's going on in my life? And regardless, let's keep living life. So that made me feel a little bit bizarre. I am feeling a little bit frustrated. In the healing journey, it's really incredible, but you don't always get people to go on the timeline that you're going on. Let me be a little bit more specific. I had a really beautiful moment in time at the medal ceremony. I had invited some family, and at one point my mom went into the total, she just walked like a child would walk off at a mall, and she just went in her opposite direction. And I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Why can't we just be together? I wanted to like control. I wanted to just like have everything okay. It made me frustrated, but I realized my mother, in the healing process, I also have to accept as a woman who she is as a woman. So we had this really great moment of reconciliation, but there were some little frustrating things head to head. And my perfectionist kind of came out during this moment where I was integrating this really big, beautiful event, and also introducing my family to it. So let's go to Oprah Winfrey. So and I'm also happy. Happy is like consistent with how I feel like when I'm coming to the studio to do Café con Gas. I just feel really excited to do this. So moving on now. All right, so in the name of healing, I brought to you this really special clip, and this is Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey is talking about healing. This is a little bit heavy. I'm going to play this to you with a bit of a trigger warning. Oprah does talk about being molested. Tonight, I'm taking a first-person journalism class, and I'm actively covering in some very intense topics, and in doing so, I've read a lot of beautiful work on first-generation Americans and trauma, and also how do people report on these things and are also honest, and what's the purpose of me talking about being a survivor as well. It's to put these things into context, that I'm not arbitrarily bringing up abuse just because it's a hot topic in politics. I'm bringing this up because it's a journey that I've been healing from. It's a healing journey that I began at the age of 14. I've been on this journey 15 out of the 29 years of my life. Oprah Winfrey has always been by my side. It was during her last season on the Oprah Winfrey Show, the Tyler Perry Show, where the male survivors got together. That's when I really started healing from my own experience of sexual abuse, because I was abused by a male family member, and that was really difficult because I also knew the context of his abuse in the past. So this clip, I'm just going to transition over. This clip is called It Really Wasn't My Fault. It's by Oprah Winfrey. In the name of healing, I evoke the strength for you guys to enjoy this clip and watch this clip with me, because it's really important. And it's called It Really Wasn't My Fault. So enjoy this clip.
From the time I was 9, I was raped, and every time I have opportunity to sit down with people who've either been molested or, in my case, the greatest education has come from talking to men who actually molest, I understand more about it. Every child who is neglected becomes a possible victim for somebody who is preying on children, because that is what they're looking for. They are looking for the sad child, for the lonely child, for the child who is seeking attention and love in places where they can't get it. And that was me. And the person who is preying on children, that's what they do. They are masterful at spotting those children. And now, I tell you, it's interesting. I actually have been healed by listening to other men, listening to stories of how other men have done this. It was on my show, and I was probably 44, 46, that I actually got freed. Now, I talked about it for years before that, but it wasn't until I heard a molester talk about their procedure for luring. How do you do it? And how do you do it? This is how I did it. That I realized, oh, it really wasn't my fault. It really wasn't my fault. My 9-year-old self is no match. My 9-year-old self is no match for a 40-year-old who's already decided, I'm gonna get you. And that's why when I hear about Penn State, when I hear about Sandusky, when Bob Costas interviewed Sandusky, what I really wanted to do was to sit down with Sandusky and to say, you know, as human being to human being, I'm begging you to come forward, tell the truth, admit your problem, save these boys. Don't put them through the fact that you didn't do it. I mean, the worst thing is for somebody to do it and then say they didn't do it.
All right, so that was a special called Makers. This is a really profound. I'm just gonna talk with this little PNP in the background because I really just want to just pause. When breathing is taught as an exercise and also as a meditation, luckily if you connect with someone in the Western realm who's also connected in a holistic manner, they really encourage you to pause. So that video was really intense. Oprah Winfrey saying it really wasn't my fault. It really wasn't my fault. This is the next part of my own. This message right here is something that I really just want to like hone in, anchor, feel, just like bathe myself in, because it's really profound. And a lot of the process of being a child, I've talked about this in the Bikers Against Child Abuse clip when they come and they support children to go into court. The process when you're younger is very punitive, but there's also a process that happens after that has to be nurtured throughout your lifetime. And Oprah talks about going through this moment at the age of 43, which is really incredible. So I think there's hope for many of us, all of us, and it was through her show that I got that perspective. It was through her show I began to heal when I saw Tyler Perry's perspective, when I saw the men's perspective, and also, as she said something so profound. She's like, the way that predators pick out that sad and lonely child, and also any child who has been neglected, is also really is a subject of being perpetrated against. So that's really important. That's a message that I'm trying to bring, and I'm also having the courage to say that I'm also going through it in my own life, because there are many ways that I still ask myself, how could it be prevented? And that also contributes to the cycle of post-traumatic stress disorder, because you're saying to yourself, oh, I recognize someone doing some predatory behavior. How can I navigate around this, avoid this? You're always playing a game. You're always hyper vigilant. And then Oprah comes with this beautiful message saying that it really wasn't my fault. So I think I thank you guys for watching that with me and enjoying that with me. In the name of healing, arts, and diversity, that's just so incredible. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to show you guys. So on Tuesday, one of the reasons why I brought Oprah to you today is that Tuesday, Oprah came to Harvard. Oprah came to Harvard with Lady Gaga when I was doing a temp job, commuting 5 hours to and from Harvard from my mom's place in the Metro West area to Harvard. That was like one of the first ways that I was introduced to Oprah, and I wanted to share with you guys some of her what makes her so special. So on Tuesday, on Tuesday we had a medal ceremony, and we have an affiliate in my professional life who was hosting this medal ceremony, and we all had the opportunity to go and see that. And I wanted really to bring my mom there. So even though I have the benefit of being on a list, I waited with the people in the line for public, and I felt a lot of pride in that. And yo hice una chiste, y me voy a explicarte eso. Yo voy una chiste en que todavía yo crecí, pero todavía yo no tengo shame en esperar una línea con la gente. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the people. So I did that. So I come in, my mom gets in there before me, we're in the medal ceremony, and I'm thinking about what does this mean to me, and I sit down in my chair, and I'm just so excited to be in the same room as Oprah, and as one of my colleagues had said, just to breathe the same air as her. So we're setting up for this event, and this is what happens. All right, so here I am in my little crimson outfit. We're setting up for this event. We're live right now, just a little reminder above me, live. So we're setting up, so we're waiting for this event, and we're sitting down, and I notice this woman in front of me, and I see her white hair, and I say to myself, oh my God, is that Mrs. Goddard? Is that Mrs. Goddard? And so I go, and I talked about her on my show 1 year ago in the winter. She wrote me a letter in high school when I didn't make the chorus, and I was really upset, and she said that I would make Ernest Hemingway proud with my struggle. She helped me through a time where I was struggling to survive and also struggling with really profound thoughts of suicide. So it took me all this time to finally get to Oprah, to just be in her presence. I'm sitting down, and in front of me is the English teacher and Shakespearean mentor who literally saved my life through literature. In the name of arts, I would like to recognize this moment. So this is her. This is Mrs. Goddard, and I'll show you this picture. I'm gonna swipe out. This is me just looking like happy as a clam. So this is Mrs. Goddard. She's a retired teacher from the Wellesley High School system. She's a mentor, and she's so actively involved in the community, and also works at the Gardner Museum right now. I'm gonna have tea with her, but I just have to say, in the name of Healing Arts and Diversity, she is one of the people why I can do the show today and I can smile through all of the experiences that I've been through. She helped me not just as a teacher, but also as a mentor and a friend, even through breakups, even giving me womanly wisdom. I remember one time I had this really public breakup with my high school sweetheart. We were on and off trying to figure out what we were going to do for the fall and going to college. And she said to me, she's like, sometimes, Cassandra, she's like, you just have to get under someone new to get over someone old. So little things like that, also teaching me Assamti. And I used King Lear as an example to also understand the abuse that I endured, and the complicated relationship that I have with my father, which is not as complicated right now. It's very simple in my eyes. I am practicing forgiveness while maintaining strict boundaries for safety reasons. However, she helped me through that time. So this is what Oprah does, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm looking at my mom, and then I have my union rep behind me going, Cassandra, your mom is awesome. I'm like, this is such an incredible experience. So I have this juxtaposition, we're going back and forth, right? And we're sitting here, and so Oprah comes on stage, and I'll tell you something about Oprah. Her light, she is completely a light being. Her energy just simply, I could feel the whole room go, and this like, and then she has this way of like putting her hands out and trying to like almost siphon the energy of the audience. And it was just such an incredible experience. Such an incredible experience. So I am so thankful to have had that experience, and also to, I was excited to see Oprah, like very, very excited to see Oprah, but what Oprah taught me is that like the Oprah moment is seeing my English teacher, having my mother by my side, even my brother, who is autistic, being able to sit through that ceremony for 2 to 3 hours, just to see what it's like, and also to see Congressman John Lewis receive a medal, which was really incredible because his acceptance speech was very simple, and he said, I was just trying to help. This is one of the pioneers who fought against segregation, and I thought that simple nature was so beautiful, and it reminded me of me. My head can make things very complex, but in reality, my heart is simple, and I'm honest, and I want to make an honest living, and the two values that I value most are kindness and honesty. I was just taught to be a kind person, so it's really interesting to navigate that, and that really gave me some hope through my experience. So in the name of Healing Arts and Diversity, I want to go over to this video, and this is really beautiful. This is a song by a slam poet, Michelle. I do not know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not going to attempt to right now on air. I did not look that up before I came to the studio, darn it. Let's just do a little PMP, so let the video speak for itself. We're just going to switch this up right here. Okay, so Michelle Ingden Giacelo. Ingen Diacelo, I'm going to say that. The song is called Make Me Wanna Holler. In the name of Healing Arts and Diversity, I'm going to offer this song that fits all in 3 categories to some sisters right now and men who are doing their healing but also having the strength to kind of look back to start anew. So we're going to play a little bit of this video and in the name of Healing Arts and Diversity, and then also go to a Flying Lotus clip. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to present this really beautiful artist. And also to kind of wrap up, I was trying to find the letter that Mrs. Goddard had given me in appreciation. I have it in an episode. If you go to cafeconcas.com, I'll show you guys right now. Yeah, if you go to cafeconcas.com, you can see past videos, and you can look a little bit more about who I am and what I'm doing. But to just close that thought, you I looked at her and I held her, and she actually kissed my hand, which was such a beautiful moment. And I said to her, I said, you made such a difference. Look, I made it. You made such a difference. You have no idea. And I think people have ideas, but what I have found in my own journey is that I try to offer words of encouragement, and praise to people, and to remind people that I'm proud of them. And I hope that you guys do the same, because you don't know, even a smile in the street. I remember there was some days, just a couple years ago, just not wandering, but just not having the job to go to, walking in the street thinking, what is my existence? Who am I? Do I mean anything if I'm not working? All these questions that I had. And then just getting a smile, just getting someone actually looking at me in the eye and is like, you exist. That's awesome. You're walking. Sigue caminando. Sigue en tu camino. Like, sigue, que pasa buen día, cariñoso, kind words, language. Try to just introduce that kindness into your life as well. So in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, I'm going to play this really beautiful clip. It's the kind of clip where when I heard it, I had to kind of sit back and say, whoa, what did I just listen to? So I'm curious to see what you guys think and how you feel about the following clip. And I'm going to cue this up now, so I hope you enjoy.
of her labor. It was almost as if she was absent from her own life. I remember she would scrub the floors full of white folks just to come home, to cook and to clean for the man who broke her. And I love to watch her dance to the tunes on the soul station, just to ease her mind. But my mother, she was vindictive in her own fashion. So she passed down to me her traits, like that of her brown eyes and her dark hair. She passed down to me her sadness.
That clip. I'm not going to play the whole clip because we're just cruising along this show right now, and I'm just going to do a little PMP action for you. And not swipe. Here we go.
As a child, I promised myself.
And turn it down a little bit. So Michelle, let's just like process that a little bit. For some people, this is really going to resonate and you're really going to understand this. For some people, this is really new content and not for the purpose of an anthropological exercise. These are real feelings. So at the beginning, she talks about like, make me want to holler, the sadness, my mama, all this stuff, working for the white man, coming home to work for the other man. So in the theme and like the narrative theme of like Oprah, my life, healing, all this stuff, I wanted to bring up that clip because a friend of mine actually said that to me. And when I got that clip, I was thinking she comes from a really prestigious background. So I did not internalize or understand that clip from the point of this is literally about someone talking about their mother being a prostitute. What I interpret it as, what are the tools that we learned from our parents who are also trying to make this struggle and trying to make this hustle and trying to make this work, and how can we work together in reconciling that and kind of creating anew. So that video to me was really interesting and thought-provoking, and obviously if you want to hear more, please go to her YouTube channel, and I'll also post it on my Facebook page on Café con Gas. But the exercise for me and the act of listening to that brought a lot of healing, because in surviving from abuse and also reconstructing your life post-violence and post-domestic violence, one of the hardest things is letting go of certain maladaptive behaviors, or forgiving your parents from having to do that for whatever circumstance. You know, my father got bullied in the industry, and he came home and he bullied my mom, and the chain, you know, the chain trickled down. So how do you kind of cut that cycle? And she talks about that, also inheriting her mother's brown eyes. And, you know, there's that good old saying, you know, the more that you want to be, the more that you don't want to be like your parents, you end up being like your parents. So that to me was a really, really intense message. And I thought that, I'm just like taking a little peek on my corner computer right here. I just thought that was really, really interesting, and something that like I really just wanted to talk about. So Make Me Wanna Holler is absolutely incredible. Again, this is hard. Sunday night brings mad people who are staring at me on like this side of the studio, which is really nice. Hopefully they'll check out Café con Gas on YouTube and Facebook. But anyway, so that video was really intense. But I wanted to show it to you guys to kind of show you the range of emotions, and also the range of healing, because when we come from violence, it doesn't mean we have to kill the person who went through it. Sometimes we do that, and we need to reclaim a part of ourselves. So I am reclaiming.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond,